Right, we're live. What's going on, champs? Hope you guys doing well. So, welcome to another episode of BTC and Ethereum planning session kind of thing, in regards to crypto itself. How we're moving, what are the next steps we're looking for? Are we going up? Are we going to go down? Is 10k on the table? These are the things that we hear a lot. So let's clear out the noise and let's see what the deal is. The big question is like, look, when you think about it, October bullish, November bullish, December, what's gonna happen? I do want to bring up the BTC monthly chart, actually, the monthly returns table itself, which I'll bring in just a moment itself. But see how what historically is that, what they're saying. Are they gonna go up higher, whatever, that kind of monarchy itself? But in reality, it's so far so good. Let's put it that way. Is that meaning a cause for let's go higher for 40k? Well, there's going to be a plan for it as well, and so we'll take it step by step. And if it's going to break down to 34k or 32k or whatever the numbers are going to be, we'll again have a plan for that. So it's not a big deal. We'll break it down one step by step as well. And son, how's it going, man? Really appreciate you guys there. It's been soon enough, right? Like right now, what I like, right, is that there's not many viewers, right? It's a very small number, and I like that as well. So I get to actually have communication with you guys and really get in touch with you guys. But hopefully over time we do grow this, and we'll see how things go anyway. But never mind, we got some work to do, right? Let's just quickly just bring this chart up right now. This chart itself is in particular is the Bitcoin monthly returns. Okay, so for those who don't even know what it is, you literally go on Google, type in BTC Bitcoin monthly chart. Monthly returns, this will come up as the first one on CoinGlass. Okay, so what happens is you get to see how overall the monthly is going to be when it comes to the charts itself. So like October generally is a bullish month. November 50-50. We've had some red month in 2018, 2019 as well, even 2021 and 2022, but it seems like we're doing quite well at the moment. And in December again is a 50-50. I don't really know. That's the key thing. Are we going to go up higher? Will be ideal for alts itself, which we'll do alt session tomorrow. I do apologize for last week. I didn't get to do it on Wednesday. What happened was there was one of my boy, shout out to Raheem. His mother passed away on Tuesday night, so the funeral on Wednesday and whatnot. So I was there with the family. So my thoughts and prayers are with the family itself. Anyway, so let's get cracking on to dollar index. Right, dollar index is always going to be the key thing. What's so important about dollar index? If dollar index is going down, right, that means stocks go up. The stocks go up, crypto tends to push up. Now, stocks have been pushing up this year. This whole year has been a very bullish year itself. So what we're looking at in terms of the dollar index, just to recap things as well, where we left off, right, from the daily chart itself, just to keep it all nice and clean. I'll bring up some lines as well, just to make it nice and pretty for you guys. So we got January's low and January's high. That's all it comes down to, right? Clear this whole mess up there. The mid-range comes in around somewhere around here. And as you can see, it's just literally a range band environment. Range band environment, we had some deviation here, a deviation there, another deviation here, deviation at the top, bearish market structure. We talked about market structure on the last session as well. So you guys should be well aware. I think I might do a session in regards to just purely bearish market structure, because I get a lot of questions on saying, how do I actually take a long? How do I look for a trade? How do I actually do any sort of trade? Like Bitcoin's going up, is it time to short? Are we going to go to 32k? That's the common questions I get a lot. Now the answer is, right, is simply go back to basics in market structure. If the market structure is bullish, right, why fight it? Now it's all dependent to time. So if I'm looking at, let's say if I'm looking at the daily and it's showing me higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, that's perfectly fine. But then if I'm looking at on the 15 minutes, it starts to mean lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Bearish market structure, but it's in representative to the market of the time frame. So this might be a lower high on the daily, this 15-minute kind of bearish structure, and then once it breaks market structure and makes higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, off we go. You take the longs and you start looking for liquidity. As simple as that. That's all. That's pretty much. If you can understand the concept, I was literally saying this in the group today in the DCC. Like, if you can understand two things you really need, right? You don't need all this crazy malarkey and whatever. Yes, the extra stuff that they are freaking useful. Don't get me wrong. Whoopsie daisy. Yeah, the extra stuff are useful, like all the blocks, fair value gaps, all that kind of stuff. They come after, in my opinion. But if you can understand ranges, number one, and market structure, then the rest all clicks in together. That's how it is. And then you're just riding the wave as a day trade or a swing trade or whatever. So it's like Ethereum, which will touch base. I got a swing on that's quite fucking dirty, man. It's a dirty ass motherfucking swing. And when I say dirty, it is dirty, bruv. Like, I'll tell you right now. Let me go to OKX. I'll tell you how many percent I'm up. Obviously, I'm not going to say how much money. Trade. I'll post on Twitter later as well. Just when we hit target, I really want to hit target as well. So 1,589% on the P&L, right? So it's not too bad. It's not too bad if we're taking a swing trade. And I'll break the whole thing down as well. But regardless of that, right? How do we actually get on board, right? If there's many people who may be missing out and sitting out and whatever, it's not a problem. All you gotta look at is dollar index. Focus on the dollar, right? Look at this, right? This was last week's range, right? Right over here in orange. Last week's low. Was it last week's low? Why the fuck did I mark this out? Yeah, it is last week's range. Yeah, that's it. So when it came to Monday, I was ready for this. If we break out of last week's low, either we wick below and then pushes up, and then reclaim the yearly open and find support, and then run into this area here, taking out last week's high, or if we get a close on the daily right here, that's fucking bearish. So any pullback, right? You're looking to short the market back to where? Into January's low, 101.5, and after that we'll see what happens. So really and truly, as it is, if I go on the daily, it is freaking bearish. It is really bearish on the dollar. It's very difficult to actually argue on looking for bullish, right now. So if I just show you this mid-range, range highs, what you've got here is literally a simple deviation here. Market should start to be bearish, lower lows, lower, I would encapsulate the whole thing. That's the lower high. This, all the block holes in place. Mix a new low, lower low. Mix a lower high. Mix a lower low. Lower high. Lower low. Lower high. Lower low. Really and truly, ultimately, I don't want to see this being taken out, right? So you can push back up, breaks down, and then you're looking for the short on the dollar, which means it's going to be a long on the SPX, a long on the euro, a long on freaking all the dollar, the currency against the dollar, and ultimately a long on crypto, Bitcoin as well. So kindly explain triggers. I've done that quite a number of times, Anson, as well. Yo, Joel, how's it going, man? How's it going? Yeah, I've done that a number of times on triggers, but I'll break it down on the next, well, not on the next session, on the when we do BTC on a plan and what I'm looking for as well. Really simple. I think I've done one. I posted this on Twitter. Let me just hide this. Where was it? I posted this up on Twitter. The path to 40k. It's literally this tweet here. I'm just looking for the triggers. Basically this, right? Okay, let's do it. Fuck it. Explain triggers. Let's do that. Triggers, how it is. Okay. So what you've got is you got a range high and a range low right over here. I'm just gonna move my head so you guys can see it right at that blue box there. Ultimately, right? It's the trend line was holding. This is the whole point that I was talking about. Like from the last session, if the trend line, who's traded SC is my mentor. He's the guy who actually taught me a lot of things, Govin. So big love to SC. So if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be as decent as I am. I don't think I'm great or whatever, but I think I'm pretty decent, mediocre at best. But anyway, when it comes down to this, right? So you're looking the range highs itself. This trend line here was acting as, let me change the color. Okay, to red. You guys see it as pink, but I see it as red. Bit colorblind. You learn that. You'll get used to it over time anyway. But you can see this high over here. The trend line holds a support, a bit of a deviation, support over here, support. I can't short it, right? I can't get confirmation on shorts unless we break down from the trend line. Then I'll be working to the mid range towards the liquidity at 34.5k. That's the only way. That was the only plan that I had for last week as well. So in reality, it's just still a range bound environment. We've come up to the weekly range highs, and all I'm looking for a trigger is this high. So it's a continuation of market structure. So if I'm looking for higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, I want to see this high breached up, right? Let it pull back, come into the weekly range high, into this area. I want to find it, maybe do a deviation, but ultimately find support. I know if I want to go in, I can go for a stop loss here. Invalidation will be here, right? Once he reclaims this high, like I expect it to be, shows this high. Now, any higher highs, that will be my trigger right here, because it's showing me that the market is willing. It has a willingness to go higher. If the market is going to be bearish, then really and truly, this here shouldn't happen. We should get back underneath it and start breaking down from the range highs, and that will be like it will show me lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, right? And that will show me a trigger to say, well, hang on a second, we did a stop run of this high here. It's not willing to go up higher. It doesn't want to find support at the weekly range high. You know, it's giving me bearish market structure, and he retests off like the next order block there on the bearish order block there. I'm happy to go in, and whatever the highs is, that's my invalidation. Play it back down to the mid range. That's pretty much it when it comes to triggers. But it does come, like I'll explain. I'll use another one. I'll use Ethereum. I'll use Ethereum in a moment on the swing trade, on how I actually did a swing trade, where the trigger is, and do the whole breakdown. And hopefully that helps out. But really and truly, that's pretty much it, if you ask me as well. So let's go into Bitcoin. Let's talk about Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is the key thing. I've already explained the first set, right? Really and truly, right? This is the range band environment. Let me just break this down. Let's go into the weekly. The weekly is this, right? Hide all this stuff, get a clean chart. I'm looking for what's capping the market. This high caps the market there. So that means I'm expecting this low to be capping the market if it's going to be a range band environment. If it breaks to the upside, that shows me a trigger to go higher highs. And that means, okay, take the longs. If it shows me a breakdown, let it do its thing. Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. That will give me the trigger, finding resistance off a key range low. That'll be like, all right, then cool, take the shorts. That's the trigger to go shorts, okay? So in between there, this is all consolidation. Small body candles, you know, small body candle over here, small body candle over here, very small body candle there. And now we're going to see, are we going to have another small body candle? I mean, we got another 5 days really, if you ask me as well. Or are we going to have an expansion to the upside? That's the key thing now that we need to actually worry about, and how do we break this down? So that's the range that I'm looking at. At the same time, I've gone to the daily. I've got a bit of a trend line going on. What I've done here, you can see over here, this low over here, kind of encapsulate everything. Support over here, pretty much support there, deviates there, support over here. Okay, pretty much all right. Let's go on to what's going on the daily. We also have a Monday's range. So we got Monday's high, Monday's low. That's what I've got so far. So I'm ready for a breakout to the upside, which will be like this, right? Let it do its thing. I'm going to the 4 hours. Because what we've just discussed, a couple of ranges. Number one, this weekly range over here. Number two, Monday's range over here. Okay, so we discussed that. So now we need to know if we're going to have a pullback and looking for support on Monday's high. A deviation is fine, but support on Monday's high, but ultimately reclaiming the weekly range high, and it shows me a willingness to go higher. So what I'm looking for is something like this now. It's all it literally is as where's Monday's high? Monday's high, that's Sunday, fucking hell. That's Monday's high, and that's Monday's low. Cool, there we go. That's the high there. We took out Monday's high. We had Monday's low. I told the guys in the DCC, you know, like let it stop, let it have Monday's low, do a deviation here, push it up to the mid range. From the mid range, we're looking to the range highs, and that was an easy target there. A nice easy day trade gone there, and then extended targets going to here. And then if you want a continuation, all we need to, oopsie daisy. All we need is just a reclaim of that high. So now we pushed up. We pushed up. What's gonna happen? You know, are we? Does this mean we long? I would never advise anyone, right, to actually long when you see a massive green for it as well. I think you're shooting yourself in the leg. If you miss the trade, just sit back. Honestly, sit back, light yourself a cigarette, and you'll be fine. I mean, if you don't smoke, you should try it. I'm joking. Don't try it. It helps me though. Helps me. So. Right, so what I'm doing now is sitting back. I mean, I've got a trade going on, so it's not a big deal there. But like, if I'm not in one, what do I do? All I want to see is let price do its thing, right? Do some movement over here. I want it to come back, right? This is a deeper pullback. I want it to come back into Monday's high and find support here. Ultimately, a deeper pullback, if we've got a trend line there, maybe it wicks into the mid-range, but reclaims this, and then reclaims Monday's high, and all it just shows me is the support of the trend line. Still showing me support. We can't look to short support with confirmation until we lose the trend line, okay? So, if it does that, you got an easy trade to play up to here. The ultimate play, right, the more safety play is, right, let it do its thing, come back to the weekly range high, reclaim the weekly range high. Once it breaches this high there and find support, that's when you know, okay, well, hang on a second. We made a higher high over here. We made a higher low here. We made a higher high here. This is the higher low over here, and now we're making a higher high. And you can go in with a stop loss here, or yeah, you can go in a stop loss there, I would say, or if you want to go for invalidation, will be here, all right? And then you play for the road to the upside for 40k. Now, the road to 40k, right? Why 40k? That's the question. Like, you know, a lot of people saying, oh, 40k, and whatnot. Bro, like Govin, I don't know how to buy his course. He doesn't have a course. You just go on his Twitter. I think all the information is there. It makes no sense why you're asking me about somebody else. Like, I've got a lot of love for the guy. Don't get me wrong, but like, just do your own research, man. It's kind of a bit stupid, that is, as well. I don't mean to be rude, but that's really, to me, I find it disrespectful. So, 1 second. How do I do this? Let me just sort this out. Give me a second, guys. Kind of actually bugged me out a little bit now because it's actually messed up with my flow. Never mind. We'll get things going. I'm just gonna mute this geezer. Can I remove? No, not that. Put you. He's like, who is Trader SC? Then he's like, oh, fucking plonker. How do I actually block this guy? Hi, user. There we go. They're done. Okay, cool. Some of you guys already thingy are mods in it. Joel, I'll make you as a moderator as well. Right. So if you guys actually see anyone that's just pissing you off or whatever, just ban them or block them out. You know. So they don't. We don't have time for this shit. Jigmet, what's going on, Wangchuk? How you doing, brother? Good to have you here as well. Excuse me there. Now, the reason why 40k is going to be a key thing is basically, right, I want to highlight this thing. I talked about it on the last stream, but I'm going to just bring it up again one more time. You see this up candle here? This is an order block. So if I just drag this across to where we are, we have something as a barometer to use, okay? As you can see, what we've done now is the last up candle there. We shut down, consolidation, shut down, consolidation over here, and then we're making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. This area is resistance. I'll accept it. I'll accept it for resistance. You know, I'll be happy if, for example, right, the bearish play is if we do something like this. Let me highlight that blue box as well. Right, I just want to mute everything off, right? If we do something like that, see how we're holding it, right? Let it do its thing. If it breaks down over here, shows me bearish market structure. That's my trigger for lower prices. Liquidity is over here, liquidity there, all this fresh liquidity there and into here. And potentially running back into this area here. Potentially running back to 31k, right? I would front run the whole thing and go to 32k. Now, that's the only bearish scenario I've got. In terms of like looking at the daily, it needs to lose the trend line for me to even take shorts. And then I'll say my stop loss will be here for invalidation at 40k. That's the high. Let's go back down and see if we can find support. And if we can find support, take the longs back up into this area here, and then we'll work our way around here when it comes into that place. So the daily today is going to be quite important to determine what's going to be the next move. Good to you know, I'm really pleased that you're doing well, Jigmat. I have a feeling like your name was ring a bell, but I'm on a fucking crazy thing lately as well, man. Just fucking moving like a madman. Just like fucking longing everything. Fucking longing shit. We'll talk about the alts tomorrow anyway. Rolly Diaz, what's going on, brother, man? Good to have you here, man. Got a fucking energy there. Appreciate that, man. I don't know, maybe it's fucking nighttime for you as well, because it is nighttime, and that's what I feel like I've got more to actually fucking move as well. But yeah, that's the bearish play there as well. So now, like as a higher time frame. So now if I zoom back into it, right, go onto the 1 minute, right? No, not the 1 minute. 15. Let's go on the 1 hour, right? Go on the 1 hour. Let me do a Fibonacci off this, right? Off this freaking, what do you call it? Order block here. So this is how I'm gonna actually play and move into this zone here. This is a zone, right? So you got a range low here, a mid range here, right, at 38.8k, right? And then we got one and the range high at 40k. So all I'm looking for now is finding some sort of support level from this high here, really and truly, right? So it can actually pull back deeper into here, let it do its thing. Remember, Monday's high is where? Here. It could come back into Monday's high, but all I want to see is hold into here. Once we reclaim this is an SR. That high is resistance, 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 and it's still resistance until proven otherwise. So if it holds this level there, show me bullish market structure, then that's an easy long for me to go to where? To the mid-range, we see what happens. If we hold this mid-range, reclaim the mid-range as well, then we can go to 40k, and that's the road to 40k. And that's how you break it down. If it comes to 38.8k and deviates it, it starts breaking down, cut the longs, take the shorts, back down. And this will be a retest of the SR. And that's what it is. As long as we hold this, play it back up to the mid-range, and then up to 40k. That's how as simple as that as I can make it as well. It has been a while, Roddy Diaz. How you doing, man? Yeah, bro. I took a break from YouTube. What happened was I went to Mauritius and I went on holiday, and came back, got COVID. And I just got lazy, if I'm honest. I was still on it on Twitter and whatever, but I just got lazy with YouTube. So I'm booting it back up to get some more activity going on. So Tuesday is going to be freaking BTC and Ethereum. Wednesday is going to be alt session. And that way where you guys can actually ask me, to chart your alts. And I'll do your alts itself as well. It's not a big deal there. So that's really is the route to go to for the longs. As simple as that. Now, bearish scenario, working back into this range, okay? Oh, yeah, I've already broke it down. Yeah. So lose this trend line over here. Lose Monday's low, go to mid-range down to range low. That's all it is. As simple as that. So if I were to do it just to make it a bit more in depth, how do I do so? Let me just find this out. Let me mark out the weekly range low, which is here. The mid-range, and we've got the range high. Okay. I don't need no trend line, so I'm going to delete that for a second. All I'm going to mark out is just Monday's high and low. That's all it comes down to, So Monday's high comes into where? It was just right there. And then Monday's low is just right here. Okay? If it steps back in to Monday's high, finds resistance, and breaks down to Monday's high, and gets below, then I'll look for the shorts. I look for the shorts into Monday's mid-range down to the range low. The confirmation for lower price is getting back below Monday's low, and that was the deviation of Monday's high. And then we go for the next leg into the mid-range of the weekly mid-range, and then we can start working our way to liquidity over here, fresh liquidity there, and liquidity there, right? Because we would have broken the market structure as well, right? We would have broken that trend line, and then I would actually go for a fucking downside there. Yo, what's going on? We've got M. Anwar. How you doing, man? It's always good to have you over here as well, man. Adele, big fan, bro. Appreciate that, man. I really, bro. I'm gonna be honest in it. I'm just a fucking geezer, just a normal guy, just like you, my bro. And there's no fucking difference between me and you. All it is just a bit of practice, and you guys can do a lot better than I can. That's the absolute fact as well. So, how do you find Monday's high and low? It literally, well, all you gotta do, right? It's like, you see on TradingView here, you got these dates over here, 25, 26, 27, all right? So, or you can actually highlight, when you move it, you see at the bottom, it says Monday 27. So you literally look for, it comes to time zone. For me, I go with the UK time zone itself, right? So it's under the UTC time zone there. So literally is at midnight, which is this high over here. That's Monday's high right there. You see, Monday's high, midnight at the bottom, right? 27. Then look for Monday's low, that's Monday's low right here. And that's my range. And that's my Monday's range. Or even easier, just fucking go on the daily, bro. Just go on the daily. You can literally just mark that out. That's Monday's high there, right? And you can mark that in blue, for example. And then that's Monday's low. And that's what it is. That's what it comes down to. Okay? Got Sammy said, what about weekly high deviations? Yeah, but the weekly high deviation's already been planned out already. So for me, it's, if we lose Monday's low, that's completely high. Then it gives me the increased probability of actually going down lower prices. So while the market structure is showing me higher highs, higher lows, I don't want to fuck with it. And that's the thing, is I'm not looking for shorts. Honestly speaking, I have not taken a short. I did actually. I took a short on INJ twice. Got stopped that twice. Never again. I'm not fucking shorting Inge. You gotta be a fucking schizo to actually do that. It's just been so fucking volatile and it's holding strong. So, like I said, for me, lose Monday's low, I'll take the shorts. Until then, I'm looking for longs. So, yeah, Spaceman BTC. He's actually quite sick. 100%. Yeah, Jigman. Appreciate that. And Roddy Diaz as well. Really appreciate it. I'm very old school. And I'm fucking ruling type of shit. Fucking protractor, the compass and shit. I'm that kind of guy. I like to do things manually. I'm very, very old school. I don't know why. I think I'm just getting old, fam. You know what I'm saying? You just don't want to change your fucking ways. That's what it comes down to. As long as I can change bias and change my underwear, I'm good. That's all I can do. Like that's all I can say in it. Like, that literally is that. So fucking imagine that I'm not fucking changing any underwear. That's a problem there, bro. So that's Bitcoin. Bitcoin out the way, right? So Ethereum. Oh, what time is it? 25. Oh shit, 25 minutes have gone by. Fucking hell. Right, Ethereum. It's an interesting one. Right, we did the session last week where we talk about this range band environment. Okay, so nothing too different there. This is a quarterly high and a quarterly low. All right, that's all it comes down to. We are stuck within this quarterly. Oopsie. We are stuck in this quarterly high and this quarterly low here. It's a range band environment. That's a deviation, and we're looking for liquidity up here. All right, that level here, right, which comes in at 2387. 2387 is 2022's mid range. So I've got a breakout to go to 2387. I'm ready for the 23.87 level itself, but at the same time, I need to respect the fact, right, that we could just take out this high here and then break down and, I don't know, maybe come back down to the mid-range to $1,900. Possible. It's very possible. 1884. I don't know. But, you know, if I just were to look at simply a pattern, well, let me just bring this back up there. Where was it? There we go. So, you know, like, all I'm looking for is BTC is pushing up, right? If it's going up to 40K, I'm pretty certain that 2140 is going to be a matter of moments as well. It just, if you're just playing catch up, Bitcoin's still king, you know. While Bitcoin is king, I don't want to fuck with it. You know, you don't want to be trying to fight the trend or trying to fight the fucking king. You know, like long live the king. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Scar from Lion King. I think Scar in the film of Lion King is a motherfucking gangster. You know, if you can kill the king, you deserve to be the king. That's how I always thought. I was a kid in it, and like I remember, like fucking, I was with my little brother, and we watched Lion King, and fucking Mufasa gets killed in it, and I was cracking up. I was cracking up. I thought I was like, you deserve it. My brother's crying like a little girl in it. Nothing wrong with crying, but yeah, he was just crying. He was always a crybaby. Just that kind of kid, really and truly. But yeah, I think Scar's a badass. But never mind. Evening, Paul. Good to have you here, my brother. So, literally, break it down, right? We got Monday's range, okay? Now, this is slightly different, right? With Bitcoin, compared to Bitcoin. All we've done is taken out Monday's high, and we're still stuck in the Monday's range. So, that makes it a little bit more tricky. I want to bring up another chart. This chart here, right? So, this chart here, which I've explained on Twitter, right? But I'm going to explain to you guys here. We've got the high over here, and we start making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and then we make a what? This low doesn't breach this, so it makes a higher low. So then we have a breaking market structure. The whole thing here, actually I'll say the whole thing, the whole move up here is the higher high, and that's the higher low. So really, this is your invalidation right here for longs. Right, this is the invalidation for short term to go for 2134 with higher prices itself. So the market structure is looking like it's broken on the 4 hours. So if it's broken on the 4 hours, I'm expecting these highs to be breached. How does it do so? Well, I need to get what I've got here is literally last week's Monday's range. That's last week's high and last week's Monday's high and Monday's low. That's really was the range bound environment I was looking for. Potential like I didn't take the short. I'll be honest here. I didn't take the short. This short over here, it was clear as daylight. You know, when you think about it, it breaks down, right? If you want trigger, I'll show you a fucking trigger here, bro. This is trigger, right? We got last week's Monday's high right here. Okay. Got last week's Monday's high over here. Go up, hold support, hold support. Hold support, pushes up there, and then it comes back down. When it comes back down, it breaks market structure. It shows me bearishness, right, on the smaller time frame, on the 1 hour here. It shows me bearishness, so I'm looking for a retest potentially into the Monday's high, finding resistance, right, or maybe we get a deeper pullback, but this area here has to hold, and I will put a stop loss here, right? That's what I would have done. To be honest, I would have put it here. That's me, but everyone's different anyway. And as you can see, comes into here, steps in it, holds support, sells off, finds resistance over here. It's giving us many triggers, giving us enough triggers to take the shorts. Even then, if you don't take the shorts here, right, with a stop loss there, or you can go aggressive over here. Once we break this here, it sells off. And when it sells off, it's fucking unforgiving, really, and loses the mid-range. It comes down to range low, and that's Monday's low. And we come up higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Market structure is breaking, so it's bullish now. So what I'm looking for, if I'm going to be bullish on Ethereum, this is going to be my invalidation here. All right, I don't want to lose this low here. All right, we've come back on the trend line over here. See, simple trend line from this high, resistance, resistance, deviation, breaks out, taking out this high there, pull back deeper and kiss the freaking trend line. It's a little peck on the cheek, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know when you're leaving to your missus and you're like, goodbye honey or whatever. I'm just making this shit up in it. Mike, what's going on? You're never late, my brother. I'm glad you're here, man. I'm always happy you're here. Jigmet saying there's a new indicator by Trader Main that marks all the blocks break as a market structure breaks called IMG Basic. Interesting. Thank you. Yo, Jigmet is fucking giving. You know what? I'll make you moderator. You're a sick guy, bro. What a top lad. Honestly, absolutely got a lot of respect for the guy. Do you have a strategy to differentiate deviation from retest or support or resistance, bro? Sammy, you're asking a long question here, bro. I'm trying to end this. And do you use fair value gaps in OBS for entry? Yeah, absolutely. Fair value gaps I do use as an entry. The answer, like, so the secret in terms of trading, right, is like I say, price is always in a range, number one, and market structure. That's number two. Within the market structure and the ranges and all that kind of stuff, right? Yeah, Jigma's a top G. But within the market structure and the range and the range itself, then you can start adding your fair value gaps, your liquidity, or all that kind of stuff, right? You can add all these OBS and TTTs or PENIS and all that kind of stuff, right? You can add all these kind of stuff whatever you want to do, but it gives you an understanding. Now, when it comes to support and fuck it, let me do Sammy. Fuck it, Sammy. You know what? Because I'm doing it, I might as well explain it, right? So you got the range high here, right? You got the mid range, and you got the range low. Okay, you follow me, Sammy? This is just for you. Now you got price coming back down into, it makes a low, right? It holds the low and it pushes back up, right? It rallies all the way back up to the range high, and this is the high here, which send them back market low. So you're expecting this to be resistance. Sometimes price gets back up. I mean, textbook tells us to go down, take a short. That's the textbook, but it's not always going to be the same, as simple as that. Sometimes you get price pushes up, does a little thing. Now, straight away off the bat, the secret is, right, if I see a clump of price action right at the range high and it's touching the range high several times, it just shows me weakness in the market. I'm ready for short. That's my little secret there. So you see price tagging this area there, pushing this there, and it all comes down. And then some people be like, but how do you know? It's all in relative to the range. So if this is a range high, I'm expecting, so this is the mid range to range high, I'm expecting price to displace away from the range high and then come back in, maybe do a deviation below this area, but once we come back in, break this higher, that's the long. That means that this was a deviation of the range high, and then we're making higher highs. Market structure, remember I said market structure and ranges, breaks the market structure on the lower time frame and show me willingness to go higher. And then I'm looking for liquidity, because then if I zoom out, it looks like a higher low that's forming, right? I'm expecting a higher low because the market structure was already bullish on a higher time frame. Now the deviation comes like this. Now let price do its thing, all right? Once it comes back down, see this low over here, it starts to mix lower lows, maybe spikes up, and he does this, something like that. Right here, it's showing you higher lows. So if you break out of this, that's your long, right? Because you broke out the highs and you broke out the trend lines. You added confluence itself. But if we start finding resistance off here and starts breaking down and loses this low, that's my fucking my trigger for me to go in for a short. And I believe this will be a deviation. And then where's my target? Mid range down to range low. You gotta give me a fucking like for that, right? You gotta give me a fucking smash the like on that, right? I appreciate you guys as well. But that's the gist of it. That really is the gist of it. So going back to Ethereum, right? Let's just finish this off now, right? We are stuck within a range, okay? So we got Monday's, like last week's Monday's range, but I'm more focused on the current Monday's range, okay? So Monday's high is forking here, right? So let's just delete that. I got it. So that's Monday's high. This is Monday's low. Yeah, that's Monday's low. Liquidity is resting on both sides. I can see if we close here in the next 10 minutes, this does look like a deviation. What's capping the market? You know, that's always the question. Will be this or the block here? And I do believe we're going to go a little bit lower, all right? And which is, I'm expecting a pullback on Bitcoin. Makes sense, right? Because when I see a fair value gap with an order block there, I'm ready to fucking pull the trigger, take the short. Blindly like a motherfucker. Call me the free blind mice holding at once. I got a fucking stick walking around, tapping the fucking floor and shit. I'm ready for a short. Unfortunately, I'm here with you guys, so I can't take the short. So excuse me. So yeah, it's pulled back anyway. I can't really do anything about it. So now, it literally is. Thank you so much for that, Mike. Appreciate that, man. Big love for that. So yeah, so now that all I'm looking for, this is going to take a short now, because if the candle's displaced away, right? Why take a short with a stop loss here? It's just wide. Either I'll miss it, let you go down, right, and then I'll find some support off the mid range, and then we start looking for the range highs and see how Bitcoin, if Bitcoin pulls back to Monday's high, finding support on Monday's high, and Ethereum at the same time is finding support off Monday's mid range. What do? We start looking for longs, and then at least the easier one will be Ethereum with the longs to the Monday's high. Now that's the idea. Or it decides to come into here, does a little fucking deviation and shit, shows me willingness to go down. That's my short trigger there. Lower lows, lower highs, come back for liquidity. Stop loss over here. That's what it is. Play it within Monday's range until it's broken out. Now, the bullish plan, right, is simple as this now. Okay? I do expect higher prices, but the bullish plan is going to be this. If I draw in, let me just bring up all my this malarkey and shit, right? So Monday's high, right? So let's just mark out Monday's high, which is, where the fuck are you, bruv? Right here, right? That's what it is, okay? All I need to see now, there's liquidity resting here. Liquidity has been taken out from here. Liquidity has been taken out from here. And liquidity has been taken out from here. All these three sets of liquidity, clean, done. Khalas is moved on. Do you know what I mean? And man was laughing at that fucking free blind mice joking it. Sometimes I feel like I should be a fucking comedian. But girls think I don't think, but ladies think I'm not funny. But I think I'm funny because I'm laughing at my own jokes. So if I'm laughing at if I can make myself laugh, bro, I'm funny. That's the way I see it. Anyone who disagrees, you fucking lost the plot. But yeah, all I need to see now, right? Now, it's more of a day trade itself, right? Let it do its thing. Maybe come into Monday's mid-range around here. Let it do its thing. I've got a long scenario like I explained, back into Monday's high. Reclaim the Monday's high. Show me bullish price action. Takes at this high, because this is the area. This is the order block on the lower time frame, on the 15 minutes or the 1 hour. That's capping the market. If it's capping the market and we're breaking above it and finding support off it, then you flip the fucking longs back to where? They got this high, this high, and this high. And ultimately, the quarterly high, which is around 21, whatever the fucking number was that we talked about. And that's all it is. That's as simple as that. Now, the bullish, mega bullish plan, which you can sit back, buffer and is actually laughing as well. Fucking hell. I really should be a fucking comedian, don't you think so? I think I'm funny as hell, man. I think it's a dark humor. Because the problem is with me, is I say some dumb shit, right, that I don't even listen to. I don't even think about what I'm saying. I just say shit. And then I'm like, then I hurt people's feelings. But I don't know what to say. If your feelings are hurt, fucking hell, man. Like, you're just being a little wuss, man. Just relax. His words don't fucking do nothing. But I don't know. I gotta respect it as well. I gotta be a little bit careful. I do understand that as well. It's like, but yeah, what can you do? That's but what you see is what you get, right? If you don't like it, I don't fucking give a shit. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to actually make anyone like me. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, that's really it. Now, I do want to bring up the daily, just like I did with Bitcoin. I do want to bring up the daily in terms of the high time frame plan to go up for higher prices. Okay, where's that chart? It's this one, isn't it? Oh, let me explain the fucking swing trade trigger on this one, right? I'll explain the swing trade here to explain it for you guys, so you can actually. Hopefully you learn a few things, right? So what I've got here was a quarterly high, right? So I'm going to show you this, right? If I look at the 3 months, right? This was the trade that I've got. This is the dirty trade that I've got, and I explain I'm selling it. It's still within consolidation, right? I think everyone can agree on this. We've got a range low here. We've got a range high here. That's all it is. Simple as that. Hide everything off. I think everyone can agree. Well, in the last 9 months, effectively, right? Really 10 months or so, no, 8 months, sorry. We've just stuck in this range. Nothing's happened. We've got this low here acting as support right here. And this high here, well, it hasn't done anything, but it's resistance still proven otherwise, okay? So, what I was doing for the longs, right? I looked at last quarter's low. We took our last quarter's low, and I'm like, let me mark out my levels. So, I've got my levels here. Let me just show you there. Right, it's all in green. Right, I want to make this one a different color so you don't get confused. Right, that's in blue. Right, that's the last quarter's low. Drop it down to the I don't know. Let's go on the fucking daily, for example. Right, you don't really need to do much as well. Drop it down to the daily, and I was like, all right, then cool. If we're taking that last month's low, right? Yeah, I'll explain to you in a bit. If we're taking out the last quarter's low and we're finding support, right? What it is, quick wick, and it's pushing up away. You know, we're spiking up and stuff like that. So if I drop it down to the 4 hours, right, and I was looking at this as market structure, Everything I've done is based on fucking market structure. All my fucking trades pretty much is the key on that, right? Look at the 4 hours, right? How does it look like? You know, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. So this high needs to breach. Once we breach above it, shows me willingness of highness, breaking market structure, going to the upside. Now drop it down to the 1 hour, right? And this is how, I think I was on the 1 hour or something. I don't know what time frame it was. It was a while ago. You can tell this was on the freaking, what do you call it? The first, 16th of October. So I've still got this trade going on there. Then I'm start looking at the 1 hour and I can see, well, hang on a second. Let me hide all this stuff there. We've got this low here that's actually showing me support, deviation, support, support. And you can see later afterwards, it becomes support. It's a key low. It's a key low. For me, it's like, okay, do you know what? I'm going to go in long. If I want to go aggressive, my stop loss will be here. That's where my stop loss. And as you can see, the order block comes into place with respect. There we go. That's the low, right? That's the order block there. It comes in respect over here. So that's aggressive would have been perfectly fine. I kind of wish I did, but it's a swing trade. I knew I was wrong here. If we take out this low, then fine, fuck it, let's go. Bitcoin to 10K. You know, Bitcoin to 10K. So then, that whatever the number there is, they say, the crazy ass motherfuckers out there. Some of these people need some fucking help, man. I think that generally, I don't know if Zevo, my man, is a cheeky BTC trigger right now. Probably a short, isn't it? What are you talking about? Let's have a look. Where's my fucking levels? Not this chart. This chart here. There we go. I wouldn't risk it. You see how we actually find resistance at 25% of the order block. 25%. What we're risking it is a risk in it. So let it do its thing. I would like a pullback, honestly, as well. And then if it finds this low here, I'm happy to go for a long over here. I'll say a stop loss there. That would be my invalidation to go to where? Target 1. And then target 2 at the range high 40K. That's what I'll be looking for, personally speaking, as well. So, or we'll reclaim this level. You find support here on the lower time frame. Range bands here, breaks above here, bullish price action. Now accept higher prices going towards 40K. Pretty much that's what I'll be looking for as well. So but yeah, that's what I was like. Yeah, Seba, I'm just about to leave as well. Thank you so much for that with the gym progress, bro. Like fucking out, man. Started from 55 kilos, 55 kilos for fucking me, bro. That's mad. And now I'm sitting at 66 now. So it's just I've been doing it for like 7 days a week, man. And bro, like I said, anyone can do it. I'm not special. I'm just like everybody else, and inshallah we'll make it through as well. So I think I've done enough work therefore in terms of BTC and Ethereum. I'll leave it as that. And tomorrow we are going to actually do the stream for what do you call it? Bitcoin. No, sorry, alts. So tomorrow will be around the same time, 6 o'clock UK time itself. I will post a link as well and whatnot. Hit the smash button as well. Hit the smash button. Hit the like button. Smash the like buttons. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Really appreciate you guys there. And I'll see you tomorrow same time, and we'll do alts. And then I'll let you guys actually. We'll do a couple of alts I will choose, and I'll let you guys actually just shout me some fucking alts, and then we just trade them together. Not trade them, but like we can chart them together and look for some scenarios and whatnot. And if I see something that's quite good, I'll fucking take it myself as well. So that's it there, and we'll speak soon. Take care, everyone.